Hi, I'm Christy Conway with Charleston Home and Design Magazine, and I'm here at this beautiful porch on Sullivan's Island with Michael Shiver of Permacoat of Charleston. So tell me a little bit about this project. It seems like it's really situated nicely, has a great view, but what did you do to the home to make it better?
Well, it's a matter of time before a house needs painting. About every 5 to 7 years around here, even if it's a great job, it's 7 to 9 years if you do a real good job. And the Permacoat of Charleston, we are the authorized dealer of Tex-Cote, which is it's a worldwide coating. It's been around since '61. You paint one time, don't have to paint again, so it's a very high quality coating. The prep work is very, very thorough. That's important, and he needed a paint job. So he did his research, the homeowner, Ed Allen, and we actually turned out that his father-in-law, we had coated his house as well, and got out here and started talking, and he believed in the product and took care of business.
Yeah. So now a coating is different than paint then?
It has the same, it's a water-based latex paint, but it's got a bunch, I know that's not a very descriptive word, but a bunch of high-tech ingredients that make it better than paint. Typically, water-based paint, a latex, Sherwin-Williams paint has about 70% water in it, so when that paint cures or evaporates, there's only 30% of the material left. The Tex-Cote product has 68% material in it, so it's a lot thicker and lasts a lot longer, and there's a bunch of high-tech ingredients in it. They use 1.5 pounds of titanium per gallon, which is a lot. That makes it brighter and stronger, and things last a lot longer. Calcium's in it, so it has the ability to breathe. It's very important that a house breathe. There's some other products out there with the elastomerics, you might have heard of, and the vinyl paints, ceramic. They don't breathe, but it's very important for a house to be able to let the air come and go. But it's very, very thick. It's about 10 to 12 times thicker than a paint job, so it just lasts a lot longer.
So if a home doesn't breathe, what are the side effects?
We did the Fort Sumter house down on the Battery. Pretty much everybody will know that. It's a 1 King Street. It's a huge 7-story building. It used to be a hotel, but now it's condos. They had one of those elastomeric paints on it probably 15, 20 years ago. And it's like putting a plastic bag over a house. And it started having mold and mildew problems on the inside. So they started saying, hey, we got issues. That's because things aren't breathing. You put a plastic bag over it. So mold and mildew would be probably one of the big things that there's a problem with using the plastic paints.
So in that case, did you strip the paint off and then repaint everything, or replace the siding?
Does breathe. We did our prep work involves hard pressure washing. We go at it and then scrape down what we need to scrape. But with siding, it's got lap siding, so there is cracks in it. It's okay. There's different type substrates, from stucco to masonite's bad, but there's all kinds of different. Yes, you do.
The cardboard stuff, right?
But it depends on what it is, but it is important that it does allow air to come and go. So if you do have a problem behind there, for instance, plumbing or a leak in the roof, air is able to come and go and eventually dry that out versus holding it in there and rotting.
So as for this house, what were the challenges? Why did he seek you out?
I think he just wanted. It makes the house very low maintenance. It's an investment. It's not. Otherwise, you got to pay somebody about every 7 years to come do it again, and then so you're investing in the short-term paint. You're renting paint versus buying it. I kind of like saying that. But he wanted a high-quality job. He's very detail-oriented, and I picked up on that very quickly. He wanted the job done right. He wanted low maintenance. You can pressure wash it once or twice a year, and it keeps the same finish, so it won't ash. Like if you it's called ashing when you go to those houses downtown and rub your clothes on it and get white. That's basically paint breaking down, but it won't do that. He just wanted a low maintenance. And with a wood house, that's a challenge anyway, because if you don't keep a good paint job on it, you're going to end up replacing siding every 5 to 7 years as you do the painting. So.
And I don't know if you mentioned, but this actually has a lifetime warranty. So when you say that, he never has to do this again, you really mean it, right?
I mean it, yep. So it's very important. We have a very structured application process that we monitor, make sure every step gets taken care of. With a lot of painters, you get a deposit and then you get the rest when you complete the job, and a lot of them hustle through to get that lump sum at the end. We're on the hook for it, so don't rush, and it's the management and the owner's responsibility to make sure it's done right. We're paying that. We're not using subs who want to shoot through the job and move to the next one actually hourly, so they're not in a hurry. I wish they would hurry sometimes, but it's like, don't spend so much time cleaning brushes. But it's a very, very thorough application to make sure that it goes on right and doesn't, and we don't have to come back. In a big house like this is a pretty large house. I think the interior's 3,100 square feet, plus there's the porches. Porches are, I don't know if I'm sure some people have painted pickets. It's very painstaking, but there's a lot of pickets. And with the porches, you're dealing with more ceilings. We also did the deck upstairs, and then downstairs is a foundation, which really doesn't count in the square footage. So this was a pretty sizable house that needed to be taken care of.
Yeah, it seems pretty exposed to the elements because you're right here on a marsh. I'm sure you get probably more breakdown near salt, right? Normally?
Yes, around here, the elements that we have to fight with, sun, direct sunlight. He only has a little bit of shade over there on that side, but direct sunlight, and this product, the Tex-Cote product, is great for that direct sunlight. It's got a reflective tint that the military uses it, but it's not a Tex-Cote product. It's just one of those ingredients I told you about that's in it. It actually kicks off infrared light, which is most of the heat spectrum of the sun coming down. Okay. It's the stuff you don't see, but it kicks off the heat. That's why it's called Cool Wall. And the Department of Energy has actually done studies, a 2-year independent study on this product, and they use it on their homes. For instance, the Department of Energy, they try to take a house off the grid as much as they can. They use geothermal energy. They can do the ground, use that energy. They use solar energy, and the Tex-Cote product is the product they put on the house because it kicks off heat. And according to their numbers, not Tex-Cote's, but the Department of Energy, you could save, depending on the substrate and the color of the paint, you can save up to 21.9% on your cooling costs because it actually does kick off heat. We set up at your trade shows, so the home shows, and we got a heat lamp, 2 products side by side with the heat lamp on top, and it's about 30 to 40 degrees difference. It actually kicks off the heat.
So it's actually hotter when you touch your product, is that right? Because
it's cooler.
Oh,
it
okay.
Kicks it off. It doesn't get hot. They're starting to use that same technology, and for instance, convertible car seats and stuff like that. So when you sit down, you don't scald yourself. It actually kicks off the heat. So it's just one of those extra things. But so it's an energy-saving product, as well as you'll save money on not having to paint again.
Right.
And
now, what if your home, like the wood is rotted away? Do you suggest replacing the wood and then coming to you, or do you do that?
Process. There's about 10 steps that we have to follow, and it depends on what house we're doing and what their features or elements are. But the first one is always the inspection. Or the sales representative or I'll come by and give it a somewhat thorough inspection as I look at it and say, okay, you got rust spots, you got some rot on the cedar, that pickets are bad, you got whatever. So I'm not going to paint over something and warranty it unless it's fixed. I can say, well, if you don't want to fix it, I can't warranty that particular element, but we have people that can fix whatever's needed to do. So yeah, you have to fix it first. Especially masonite. So did you have to,
yeah, thanks a lot. Little jab there. So did you have to fix anything on this house?
He had some siding, some cedar siding needed to come off. We fixed that. I think the flashing wasn't right. But this was, like I said, he's very detail-oriented, and the house was in good shape. It's not that old. I don't think it's more than 10 years old. It might be a little younger than that. Typically on the newer homes, you don't have that problem. So there wasn't a lot of fixing on this one.
Was there any leaking on the roof? You said something that you might have fixed. You might have fixed the
roof. He did have a bad roof. The shingles were failing, so we actually installed a new roof on this one. And he's got a deck upstairs. You probably see it in the pictures if you look. It was having leaking problems, and we basically took it apart and took the rails off of it, put in an actual membrane on top of the deck itself, reflashed it, and put that in as well with some Hydrostop or Silaflex, one or the other. They're about the same. But we also do floor coatings as well as roofing. We do
so floor coatings are different than wall coatings?
Yes. The Tex-Cote product is designed, our primary, I guess our bread and butter product is the wall coating, and the trim coating is a Tex-Cote product. They do make other coatings like pool deck coatings, also some water sealing. They work a lot with the Department of Energy, but Tex-Cote we're the residential authorized dealer Tex-Cote, but they're huge worldwide. There's a plant in Dubai, there's one in Great Britain, there's one in LA. Our product comes out of Panama City, but they deal with the Department of Energy. Well, I already talked about that, but the Department of Transportation, they do a lot of stuff for them. So on the Hollywood sign in California, Hyatt's, Hilton's, Marriott's, every new Target store, it's mandated they use that coating on there, because those big companies, they do their due diligence and they say, well, I know we're going to have to paint, we've been painting that store, they've figured out how long paint lasts, and
not very long. So, okay, you hinted at the fact that you don't only just do Tex-Cote, you do other things. You said something about gutters. Is that right?
To be able to do the job right, we also got to take down the gutters, because if you go and paint around the gutters like most painters do, you've just not painted an area that gets wet a lot. So to take down the gutters, and we can put them back up with new seamless gutters or reinstall the ones that are there. But also we'll do gutters if somebody just needs gutters. We can do that. And in addition to that, we do the gutter screens. There's several different caps and screens systems that you can put on existing gutters, or get gutters that new gutters with the screen on top. We'll do that as well. We do replacement windows, very reasonable price. It's my dad's business, and it's factory direct, so you're not dealing with the middleman. So they come directly from the factory. We'll go out to a place, measure the windows, and order them directly from the factory. They come to us, we put them in, so that you're only dealing with my dad, the installers, a little bit of overhead of the business, and that's about it. And usually my dad will sell them, so there's not a salesman's commission. So we're very, very competitive on replacement windows, in that we just don't have the overhead. I always say we don't have a president, vice president, marketing managers, secretaries, mistresses. We just don't have all that. Fleets of vehicles. So it's a lot more affordable.
Yeah, definitely. So from my understanding, you basically seal off any potential water.
There's a lot of caulking involved.
Yeah.
A lot of caulking. You can go to Sherwin-Williams. So we buy supplies from Sherwin-Williams. So I like them. But we also do regular paint. So I don't want to. We use Sherwin-Williams products there. But you can go to Sherwin-Williams, and you can get a $1.25 tube of caulk, or you can get a $5 tube of caulk. We get the more expensive one because it works better. They come with a 60-year warranty, and we caulk everything. The process, and there's actually an application book. Our crews have to be trained in doing it right, because I don't want to have to come back and fix something. So as long as we do it right the first time, it works. But we do use high-quality caulk. Anywhere that around the base of every picket, any seam in the house, any cracks, I don't want water getting in, because we can seal out the water, but if there's water getting in, it's going to kind of seal it in until it dries. But so we're very, very thorough in the application and the prep process. I like getting the newer homes, because they haven't had bad paint jobs over and over again where you have to take off somebody else's mistakes. You're not, and if I go to a house that has been painted 5, 6, 7 times, there's spots and drips and all that kind of all over there, and I'll make sure I take pictures to show that homeowner that I didn't do it. But there are also ways of getting that up. But I do like the bigger homes, the newer, a little newer. We'll also do the 100, 200-year-old houses, but that's a lot more work.
You did the home downtown that you just mentioned as well, so you're certainly capable.
Yes. So I don't want to scare anybody off.
He likes to do everything, is basically what he's saying.
I'll do it.
Okay. Well, so in this case, you did replace the screens.
Yes.
And you did do the ceiling, and you did do the roof.
Yes. The only thing left for him is the
porch. Yeah.
Next, but we haven't done those yet. But that's part of the master plan. But it's great that when you start working with somebody, they're like, okay, you're doing what you say you're going to do. I like you. I want you to do this next. So we do have a lot of repeat customers just by doing what we say. We're doing what we say we're going to do. We're from here. Our parents grew up here. I think 5 generations. I might be the 5th one or something like that. But Charleston is somewhat of a small town in that you've only got one reputation, and you just got to do what you say you're going to do. And that's what pretty much our policy is. If you say we're going to do it, that's what you need done. If it's messed up, we're fixing it. We've lost money doing jobs, but that's not the plan.
Yeah. Well, you do it right the first time. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I know personally when I talked to you the last time, I was considering doing it on my own house. What I like about it is that when you go to sell your house, that's a huge kind of bonus to say you'll never have to paint this house. Of course, if you pick a good color, right? No one wants to paint it.
If somebody was to say, I don't like the color, I want to change it, all we'd have to do It's come out, pressure wash it. It's already been prepped. It's already been primed. It's already been coated. All we need to do is clean it and put that top coat on the top of it, the other color, so it'd be a lot less than having to paint it the first time because all the prep work's already done, and it's the same molecular structure of one color versus another, so they love each other, and so it's pretty easy to repaint again.
Well, that's good to know, because I know there's a house near me. They just got, I think, the Permacoat, and it's this odd color, pink.
Bright green,
what kind of
oranges,
choices do you have? Yeah.
We can do any color. We've got a palette, a fan deck that's probably, I think there's 880 colors in it, but a lot of people have already decided on saying it again, Sherwin-Williams color or something like that, where we can match any color. There's also the historic colors of Charleston, and we can do anything. They've got all the codes down there, and they got a very high-tech matching computer system, so I haven't had many problems with that.
And this is a pretty technical issue, which is why I really wanted to get some specifics out of you. But if you want to learn more on the internet, I'm sure there's loads of information. Is there a website that people could go to?
The best one to learn about Tex-Cote itself is Tex-Cote.com. That's TEXCOTE.com. It's a great website, and they've got that information I was talking about with the Department of Energy. They've even got a place where you can go design your house. They'll have houses that are similar, and you can kind of swap colors out to try to get an idea what it looked like. They've got a big gallery of stuff that they've done, and there's even a couple of houses that we've done on their national website. But Texcote.com is the good one. We're locally. It's Permacoat. Permacoat.biz. Check that out.
And
I'll do
your phone number?
Somebody's
Oh, okay.
interested in a free estimate. As you know, no obligation. Just let me know. I'll come and price it for you. If you want to do it, great. If not, like I said, we also do painting. We're the authorized dealer with the Tex-Cote, and that's what we like to do because you won't have to do it again. But I'll put some paint on as well with that thorough application and the prep process too. I don't like to cut corners. Phone number 763-4562.
Okay, great. Well, hopefully people will call you. I think you got a great product. Okay, well, thank you so much for meeting with me.
Thanks for having me, and hope to see y'all at their next home show.
Yeah.
Where's that? It's downtown?
It's at the Citadel's Johnson Haygood Stadium, and I think it's the third weekend in January.
Good stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Thanks.